Okay, so let's begin on that sutta which Bobby requested. So, for those people who don't know this sutta, it is in Anguttara Nikaya 6.46, Mahachunda Sutta. Basically, we need to know some background, otherwise, you will see it very dry and you might not even understand. I don't know how much Bobby has understood about what I said. The background goes like this: is samatha important or vipassana important or samatha, and then who is a samatha practitioner, who is a vipassana practitioner? Okay, so in Yuganda Sutta, there is a sutta called Yuganda. Yoking, you have to yoke both. You can't be on one. It's like flying on one wing. It's not possible. So, in the teachings of the Buddha, it is always samatha vipassana. It is not just vipassana, it's not just samatha, like that. So, I don't want to go through the traditional stuff which is there today, like in Burmese or Thai or this or that, because that distorts what we are trying to discuss. But taking some nuances from there, what we can see is that there are people who can sit for long hours. It's good. And Bobby's friend Sajal is one such person. He's doing pretty good in sitting, long sitting, and we have seen it. It's very good. And there are people who will not sit at all. So now you're two extremes always, right? And that seems like we're not following Buddha teaching. So let's first understand what it is, how it is, what you need to understand about it. So when I say Dhamma Yogi versus Jhaika, it's not my definition. Dhamma Yogi is a person who believes in or who relies on Dhamma teachings and tries to apply it. Okay, so that is a Vipassi. So it just keeps on investigating, analyzing, and implementing it. Does not take time to reflect by either sitting or standing or whatever posture. The four postures, and the most popular posture is sitting posture. So let's say, take that as an example, that I am a Dhamma yogi and then somebody is a Jhayi burning and he burns by sitting. Okay. So then from the eyes of the Jhayi, this Dhamma yogi is very restless. Okay. Why does it seem like that? It shouldn't be seeming, but basically that's what happens. That I, as a, let's take Shaniel as an example. It's good because we can compare between me and Shaniel rather than anybody else. So if Shaniel is sitting, he sits long hours. So he can see me, a very distractive, what I can say, restless person. I think Bobby has seen that. Okay, that's our opinion. May be true, may not be true. Okay. So this person keeps on walking or doing something else other than sitting in one place. But that's Dhamma Yogi. And from a Dhamma Yogi's point of view, the person who is sitting and supposed to be meditating, I'll feel that he's sleeping or he's just wasting time. He is cut out from reality. So that's what I would then get an opinion about that person. Okay, which might be true. So from the Jhayi perspective, he will feel Udat means Dutch, which is restless. Unaj, Unala means conceited or having no idea. Unnala means really excited, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So he doesn't know. So he has a conceit that he is having so much of knowledge. Chapala. Chapala means is I don't know English word to put it as unstable, but it is dhuva is stable and adhuva is unstable. Chapla is like a monkey. It goes from this. Like in my case, I can go from this sutta to that sutta to that sutta and that sutta, that sutta. So the person hearing on the other side would get thoroughly confused of what is he trying to say. That's chapala. Meaning, you take an object, let's say Sutta number one, and my belief, if I am the listener, is that he will go with that Sutta, right? That's my assumption. Because I don't have so much of knowledge like what that person has. So I'm listening to that Sutta, and I find that he goes to the Sutta number 10. And I have no idea how is he connecting between 1 and that 10 Sutta. Because I don't have that ability to connect. And I went to that sutta number 10, and then I find that he now connects to sutta number 35. And then from 35 to 2 to 8 to like this, he keeps on doing this. In the end, he says, I'm done. I don't know what is that he spoke for this long. Okay, so I find this person is Chapala. And then Mukhara. This is the thing what Shaniel was talking to me and Bobby, that we are talkative. Generally, a Dhamma yogi person is always talkative. Simple. That's the underlying aspect. They can't stop talking. Dhamma only, but they can't stop talking. Now, the Jhayi person dislikes talking. So now you have two conflicting kind of people. One who would just want to relax it, just withdraw. Another person who would like to interact, be, talk, discuss, debate, blah, blah, blah. So if I ask Bobby not to speak, it's like asking myself not to speak, because Bobby has almost same nature. So I don't know how he has survived for so many amount of retreats. I think he has pushed himself too far, I could think, and he's still pushing himself too far, thinking that that is going to help him. But for that matter, it might not, because it's not his thing. He's more of an investigative person rather than getting into chai to burn. So let's go further and see. Vikinnavacha. This is a beautiful thing. Like what I'm doing today for so many years, I distract people with different sutta references and connection, and not caring about whether they got it or not. That means the person feels scattered. So this person's speech is completely scattered. It doesn't know what is he saying. He seems to have understood, and he might listen to the video for 3-4 times, and then he feels understood, but he doesn't know how to apply it. So he would go back to the same situation as he was. So from 2019, if I could see my videos, it would have these flavors. And one another problem is that this person gets the knowledge, so he would expect everybody to get that knowledge, and then he undermines Jai people. So in my starting stages, I used to not basically hate Goenkaji's teachings, but it's good. But I knew that that's not the end of it. There's more to it. So I wanted people to move from or move above Goenka retreats. So if I am a fan of Goenka, or if I consider I am a Goenka as my teacher, then I would feel really disturbed, really not able to take it. And I might start to um, doubt on this person, that whether he has really done it or not. Does he really know what is that we are talking about? Just like that assistant teacher in our group who asked me to do a 10-day retreat for him. to get satisfied that I can do that. Okay, so that happens because of scattered speech. Okay, and the last, the next one is Mutthasati. This is a beauty. Any Dhamma person will see that he has complete sati. Any Jhaika will see this person has no sati. For the Jhaika person, the sati is sitting and watching the breath. That's it. No other things. Then, if he takes the Burmese tradition, especially the Goenka technique or the Ubakin technique, it's more about body scanning. So, in his viewpoint, Samatha is Anapana, Vipassana is body scanning. So, his basic field of vision is only this much. And then he says that everything that appears on the body. All feelings appear on the body, meaning all eyes, when you see, also the feeling appears in the body. The hearing also appears in the body, like that. So he gets something like this. So he would start to see those who don't do this don't have sati. Okay. This is the thing. And asampajnana, that is, it cannot see clearly. Sampajanana, one who can see clearly. So only the vipassi kind people cannot see, because the Jhaika kind of people can see. Now, if I take a rule of thumb, it's an example like Shenial or Sajal. I'll take Shenial more than Sajal because Shenial has completed the journey using the Goenka technique as well, so it becomes more advisable to talk on Shenial. So if I take Shenial's point of view, if he was there today, it would have been a most lucrative thing anyway. I only hope he can watch this video. I'll send him that I have spoken a lot about you, so why don't you watch this video? But thing is, if I and he were to sit, let's take that thing. Now, what can Shenial do? And what I can't do is, in his viewpoint, that is, when he is doing it, his sampajanana is on body. He's completely aware of the body. When I see him doing it, when I was there at his home for 30 days, when we were playing with energies, I could see that he can do it. He can do two things. He can do that, and he can also do the metta, which is very good. And I can rest. I can feel it. It's coming to me. But when I'm sending it, I'm also sending the same thing, but I'm sending it through Panya rather than this route. So if Shenial would know deeper, that he might feel I don't have pajanana or sampajanya. So he doesn't know he's not aware, completely aware is what he would feel. Just like I would feel that he's not aware, he's closed his eyes and I don't know what is he doing as awareness, because I'm supposed to be aware of the sound and the taste and touch and smell and thoughts and everything rather than cutting them off. But he would feel he is completely aware. Okay. So if I and Shenial were sitting together in the same posture, the experience are totally different. Because he's a Jhayi and I'm Dhamma yogi. It's two difference. Okay. And then asamahita. Samahita is collected. Asamahita is uncollected. So the mind is not collectedness. Meaning, I've seen it, Bobby has seen it, is that we three are sitting and I suddenly get up and go. And Bobby cannot say anything to me. And so does Shaniel. And Shaniel doesn't care whether I get up and go, but Bobby does care. So for Bobby, he is wanting to become like Shaniel, but then he also has this investigative kind of thing. So his ears are open and I'm making that sound and going. And since Shaniel's floor is wooden floor, so then the sound is even more greater. So that disturbs Bobby, but he can't do anything, and this doesn't disturb Shania. But he knows I've got him. Okay, who knows? Shania knows, but it disturbs Bobby more than Shaniel because Shaniel already knows that I am in asamahita, non-collected. So if he's not realized person, he would get agitated. That is, Shaniel was not complete, and then he gets agitated. If he is, what a kind of a teacher I have, right? And that might be a bigger problem. Then vibhanta chitta, meaning I am having different kinds of minds, basically, meaning because I have my thoughts on different suttas. Like there is a person in our group by name Ashutosh. A few days ago, he was asking me, I want to ask a question to you. Or somebody else also asked me this question, but I'll take Ashutosh. Is that he asked me, how do you do this? How do you connect these suttas? I said, it just happens. I don't sit and do anything. When I see a sutta, I know the entire thing, how which is the previous to that and where this would be. Then I can go from Anguttara Nikaya to Sanyukta Nikaya to Majjhima Nikaya to Khuddaka Nikaya to Diga Nikaya and pick up the connections. If you ask me how, I don't know. That's the quality of a Dhamma yogi. And that will never be there in a Jhaika. Simple. So, can I go deeper into Sutta? Yes, I can. Even if you use Chat GPT, let's say today you have Chat GPT and you give a Sutta, it will give you the. But how do you connect to other Suttas? That you don't know. So, that person, as in the case of Shenial, might feel I have a distracted mind because my mind is gone to this sutta, then that sutta, then that sutta, and that sutta, and that sutta, that sutta. It looks like a Brahmajala itself, basically. It's a. See, if I speak 20 suttas, reference of 20 suttas, it's in my mind how I have connected them. But I care a damn about whether you are able to connect it or not. I don't know how many of you face this problem because no, none of you share it. But I know Ariu sometimes faces this, but I don't know about others. And Bobby might be, but he might be shy enough to tell me that. So it, for some people, it's an irritation, actually, because they can't connect. I don't know about these Hindi people who come in the night and they listen. There are now 100 plus people who join online. I have no idea what they are picking up because there's no practice. So, from a Jhaika perspective, what's the practice are you talking about? My answer would be it's a practice continuous. Continuous of what? That's the same sutta. What? Can you practice a sutta? Yes, you can. I've never heard it. Now you have heard it. Now he comes back to the same question how to do it? It's very easy. For you, it is easy, but for me, it's not happening. So, this is a difference between a Dhamma yogi and a Jhaik. Okay. And the last one is Pakat Indriya. Pakata Indriya. The Indriya senses are unguarded. Okay. So, what happens to the Jhai in terms of Dhamma Yogi is that this Jhai feels this person cannot be relied because we are Jhaikas. We understand. We go in depth. These people are superficial. They just talk. They have no experience. So, this is how a Jhaika would see a Dhamma Yogi. Okay. Now, what we can see is that when they talk like that, Dhamma Yogi also will do this. They say that they claim to be meditators. What are they even doing? How are they meditating? Because here, nothing can be seen. You understand the point? Nobody can see anything. If I see Shania sitting for a long time, I don't know what is he doing. Honestly, he's on the cushion and he's sitting. In front of him, another six people are sitting. And that's all I know. So I doubt whether they have any knowledge. And they all close their eyes. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Have they slept? I don't know. Have they gone into dream state? I don't know. What are they doing? I don't know. So I don't know if Shaniel is a good teacher or not. That's the opinion I get. Clear. Because I'm seeing from a Dhamma Yogi perspective, talking about a Jhaika, just like the Jhaika talking about a Dhamma Yogi. Okay. So in front of him, like every day or every week or whenever you guys meet, like in the TMI practice is more about Jhaika. It's samatha practice. So these people, when they meet, they talk about I'm in step one or stage one or whatever that is, 2, 3, 4. Then they again come back to saying that I'm here, I'm there. Then they say, I had this and an antidote I applied, or this I did, that I did. I don't understand what they're doing. In my opinion, they're just wasting time from 6 to 7 p.m. Australian time. That's what I would gauge. Okay. Because I'm not able to understand what are they doing and what are they meditating on. And they say we are meditating on breath. I feel that's a waste of time. What is there to meditate on the breath? You're supposed to understand Dhamma. So that's the argument. So there are two paths of perfection. One is Panya and one is Cheto. So please don't forget it. Don't think that there's only one path of perfection, which is Cheto. And there's no Panya. And Panya has to be developed in Chitta only. But this person does not require, I repeat this, this person does not require Jhai. Got it? Whereas other person, Jhai, has to develop Panya. That will never come. So who is the winner? The Dhamma Yogi is the winner over the Jhai. Because ultimately he has to come to Panya. That's exactly what Buddha says in that sutta. MN70, Kitagiri Sutta, where he says, the Panya person, there's nothing more to be done. But as far as the other people go, there is still a lot of work to be done. Okay? Then what does Buddha say in that case through this sutta? Is that you require both. So you have to appreciate the Jhaikas because they are able to go, they're able to sit, they're able to do a lot of things. Like in the case of Sajar, as an example, he can sit for 8 hours. I need to appreciate that. I can't sit. It's not possible. In fact, when we went to Dhammagiri, he was sitting, and myself and Bobby were struggling to sit, and Bobby sits somehow trying to accommodate, sit, and all that, and then, but Sajal can sit. So we have to appreciate Jhaikas. In the same way, the Jhaikas also should appreciate the Dhamma yogis because they don't have to do this. They don't have to do this painful state of Cheto Vimukti. Why? Because the chitta is sort of clean. They don't require to purify the chitta. That's the reason. So they can understand the Dhamma. And why a Dhamma yogi should appreciate the Jhaikas? Because they are really burning the defilements. So, which is better? Jhaikas is better or Dhamma yogi is better? And the answer is both. You require samatha and vipassana. You can't stand on one thing called as vipassana and another thing called as samatha. Clear? Now, samatha practice has to be done in 4 postures. We might have taken only one posture, which is sitting. That's a separate issue altogether. But Jhai is observing the mind and removing impurities, which is samatha practice. And the best tool to do that is breath, which makes sense. Whereas in Dhamma Yogi, it is about understanding the Dhamma. So, what should I understand on Dhamma? I'll come to that. Now that we have understood this, I'll come to that. So, I should first, if I am a Dhamma person, I need to do these 10 things. Which 10 things? It is in the 10s in Anguttara Nikaya, which I should do. It's my thing, right? I am a Dhamma yogi. So, Bobby, if you want to verify yourself whether Dhamma yogi or not, you need to have these 10 things. Number one, or a katha. Katha means story, argument, discussion, debate, investigation, call by whatever name. Okay. First one is appicha katha. I will come back to the meanings and other things later, but need to remember the starting point is appicha katha, santupti katha, paviveka katha, asamsagga katha, viryamba aramba katha, sila katha, samadhi katha, panya katha, vimukti katha, vimukti jnana dasana katha. These are the 10 things that needs to be done. To do these 10 things, you require from the same Anguttara Nikaya the 10 things, which is chanda. Okay, that is the root. If you are a Dhamma person, then you require that. Otherwise, we are just making fools of saying that we are Dhamma people. No, chanda. The second one is manasikara. The third one is the phassa, contact. Then vedana. Then samadhi. Then sati. Then like that. Okay, till the pariyosana, for what effort. So it goes till there. So this katha I'm using for that. If I do this, do I require to sit? The answer is no. Because I'm doing all that the person is doing in sitting everywhere. So appicha katha means fewer wants, talking about fewer requirements. So this person is only on pachavekkana. That's the reason it's called pachavekkati, pachavekkati. So Buddha keeps on asking monks, pachavekkati. Now this person, he does that. He knows why he's eating, why he's wearing dress, why is he staying in a room, and why he's taking medicine. doesn't have to be a jhaika. Okay. And he becomes santutti, contented. Then he becomes paviveka. The reason why jhaika is going and sitting in a place or like a retreat is to seclude. But if he's doing these two things, that Dhamma person is already secluded. So he doesn't have to do anything called as seclusion. Asamsagga katha. So this is a very key things. Sagga is to entangle. Asamsagga katha is not get entangled in anything. He might be discussing Dhamma, but doesn't make him feel entangled. And what happens? That gives him virya arambha katha. How to arouse energy. Then he has sila, he has samadhi, he has panya, he has vimukti, he is also has vimukti jnana dassana katha. Clear. So, should he sit or stand or do whatever it is, looking at his breath? The only problem with this person is becomes arrogant because he knows that others are struggling and then he doesn't have to struggle at all. That's the thing. That's the most problem with Dhamma yogi is that becomes arrogant. So now to take over that, this person, for the sake of compassion, meaning like in that sutta, he says, Bahujana Sitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, Anukampaya, all that, he has to do jhana, jhaik. So the Dhamma people in the current scene, especially in Sri Lanka, when they only go by suttas, they get this opinion that jhanas are not required because they make you feel entangled. So, whereas they should do it. And in these jhaikas, who just sit in one corner and do something, they should get into Dhamma. Okay, so this is how they both have to supportive to each other. Otherwise, it becomes one sided. And Buddha Dhamma is not one sided at all. It incorporates both. It incorporates both the Panya and Samadhi, just not Samadhi alone, not just Panya alone. Assuming that both have a good sila. That's it, Bobby, on this. So, if I were you or if I am a Dhamma yogi, cleared through Dhamma, I would say I followed the following. First, I know the reason. Why am I doing certain things? I know the root, that is Mulaka Sutta. Then I know what I should be doing, right? The Katha, worldly things versus Dhamma things. So these are the 10 things I am going to do, that is in Dasa Katha, Anguttara Nikaya 10.69. Okay. And if I compare the Jhaikas, which is basically breath watching and other things, the Anapana, just the Anapana, and Vipassana related to the body sensations or the scanning of the body, which is good, no doubt, because wherever you put the mind, it will show up what is the true fact of that, which is good. So I should also do that, which I did in 2023. And they should also do this, like what Shenial did in the end. He was doing good with Goenkaji technique, he was doing good with Chuladasa. Then he knew that's a limitation of it. Then he went into Panya. So 6 months, as he says, he started following my videos, got insights, able to understand what's happening. Then he went even more further and completed. I think that's the right approach for everyone, irrespective if I'm a Dhamma yogi or a Jhaika. I need to come to Panya. That's for sure. I can't be hanging on to a tradition and say that this is all what it is. No. And it is also wrong from a Dhamma person that these people are idiots or they don't know what they're doing. They're just sitting there. No, that's also not true. So it would be good to do both, at least do what they are doing, because for a Dhamma yogi, what these Jhaikas are doing is most easiest than the other way around. Because the Jhaikas don't have the Dhamma penetration. They're not that sharp intellect. They don't have that. They are hard workers. You tell them to do this, they'll finish it. But they can't do this other one. So the Dhamma yogi has to help the Jhaikas to see the Dhamma, and the Jhaikas have to help the Dhamma yogi to relax, okay, pacify, and sit just like what Shaniel and Bobby did to me in the later part of December, asking me to sit, especially Bobby's way of saying, Vilasji, why don't you sit? Vilasji, why don't you sit? So I used to think, okay, now I have to do something about this sitting thing, because Shaniel is going to take one class, maybe ladies or men. So if I'm sitting in one with men and then he's going to do the ladies, or if I'm sitting with the ladies and then he's going to do the men. So if we are swapping like this, and then the people see that Genial can sit very nicely, but this teacher is not able to sit at all. It would have been the weirdest situation. Or in fact, the retreat would have got cancelled, I guess, because it totally varying. Okay. And that's the reason I'm not in the TMI thing of meeting at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. wherein Veena and joins at afternoon. I can't do that. Not because I don't know that Chuladasa way. I've done that. I've given it up. Because that's not my way. It's not that it's my way or highway. I'm not saying that. But more, I am leaning towards the Dhamma yogi kind of a state rather than the Jhaikas. That doesn't mean that I undermine Jhaikas. So let's say when I'm going to be in the US in few months' time, I can't actually do the Dhamma yogi 100%. So we need to mix and match between this and that, just like what we did in Yavatmal. The same thing has to be done. It should be a combination of this and that. It can't be only one. So it can't be only sitting meditation, and also it can't be only going around and discussing Dhamma. It's not right. It should be both. And that's what works. So you require both samatha and vipassana. Done. Any questions?
Vilachi, can you please explain that Pali words for Dhamma, like, Dhamma yogi criticized the other people?
I spoke about what
No, you said the Pali words for the other one, but you didn't say this.
Dhamma yogi.
Yeah, like Dhamma yogi think that, see that, 1 second, I'll tell you, like, in the beginning, there are few.
That's a Jhayi Nomha. That one.
Yeah. Do the like this.
You.
Yeah. They meditate and concentrate and ruminate.
All of this, right?
Ime pana jai no moha jai no jayanti.
Jai no. Okay, what it means is that Jai is, meditation, right? Nomha is me. I am a meditator. The first one, right? Jhayi no mathi. I am again repeating that I am a meditator. I am a part of a meditator. Iti. I am like this is okay. Jhayanti. That means I burn. Okay. Pajhayanti, meaning thoroughly. Nijhayanti. Nijha, wherever it is used, is inward, internally. You can't see anything externally. I spoke about it, that this nothing you can see externally, what this person is doing, because it's inward and they sit very much absorbed in that. Okay. Abhijhayanti. That means that this person is wrongly dismissive, misdirected. So that means they say that these people are deluded. They are imagining. Let's say I'm sitting and meditating, like in what we do in TMI. Then I say that I'm seeing light, I'm seeing that, I'm seeing very body feeling very light, etc., etc. I feel they're just imagining it. There's nothing like that. Abhijhayanti. Okay. So if we add up all of that, then we are saying that we are the meditators. And I meditate like this. I keep on meditating. I go into deep insights and I sink into it. But I don't know what they are doing. If I look at Shenial sitting for 1 hour, he just sits like this, very straight, and is totally lost in it. And I open my eyes and see Bobby sitting, Janaki sitting, Viren is sitting, and let's say Shenial anyway sitting, but I'm not sitting. And I find these guys are fools. I don't know what they're doing with themselves. And then after that 1 hour session, Shaniel asks, how was it, Bobby? And you say something, I had some heaviness. And he says something you should unlock and lock and all that. I feel, what unlock? What you should unlock and where should you unlock? And then Janak will say something. Viren will say something else other than what you and Janak has spoken. And then maybe Raju is there, let's say, he will say something, his wife will say something, Merin will say something. So I feel thoroughly confused that what are these people saying and what are they meditating? Because if you are meditating, everybody should see the same thing. That's my, because Dhamma, if you ask me, I see the same. If you ask me what is Rupa Vilas, I'll tell you what is Rupa, what is Vedana, what is Sanya, what is Sankhara, what is Vijnana. And that is across, it's the same. But these Jhaikas, they explain in a totally different way. They say that, oh, you know what, I was feeling absorbed, I was going out, I came out of the body, came inside the body. What? How can you come out of the body? Then you're dead. Right. So that's the last word, abhijananti. So if I go through Chula Dasa's way of exposition, step 1, step 2, step 3, or stage 1, whatever that is, till 10, I feel that guy's gone mad, nuts actually. And followers of that is even more weird people. Because I can't see what you all are speaking. Now, when I look at the TMI session, if I have no idea of it, it becomes very tough for me to contribute because I'm a talkative person and I don't have anything to talk there. So what should I do? And if somebody asks me, Vilas ji, how was your experience? What should I say? I don't have anything because for me it's just a waste of time. And what is there to ask each other? That what did you see? Whatever he saw. What is there to ask? What did you see? Then there is nothing to see there. It's only imagination. And you're wasting so many hours in that. Come on. It should be on Dhamma. And that's the meaning of that Dhamma yogi criticizing the Jhaikas. And Jhaikas have more number because they see these people, they are able to watch. This guy is scratching here. As you have seen, I am scratching here, then scratching here, there. Whereas you, none of you are scratching anywhere. So either you are wrong or I am wrong. So you find me agitating. I've got agitated. And I'm changing my posture, this, that, and then you all are not changing any posture, and you're not stretching your leg. And then you say, Vilasji, you know what? Even I used to have all this problem. Now these problems are not there. That pinches me even worse now, because now you're saying you had and you have come out of it, which means I now have, I should also come out of it, which makes things more worse. So I don't want to do it because you are asking me something which you don't want to do. If I ask Shaniel, why don't you study the suttas? He will say, I don't want to. If you ask Sajal, will he do it? No. If you ask Raju, will he do it? No. Because they got adjusted with Jhaika, so they will never come to this side. But why should this Jhaika come to that side? Sorry, why this Dhamma yogi should come to that side? Why? They are better off in this side, they are better off on that side. And Buddha says, no. If you don't want to come, that's fair, but appreciate that Dhamma yogis are good. And you, as Dhamma yogi, appreciate Jhaikas are good. Otherwise, you're seeing a distorted view. Both are fair. And I've seen it, Bobby, myself, when I went to the 10-day retreat. I've done both ways, right? So now I know I can sit. It works. And I've seen all that what Goenkaji says. I've seen it. So it works. I have no doubt, including body scanning and all that, I can do it. But should I do it? No, that's not my primary thing. My primary is Dhamma. But that shouldn't mean that I should undermine Jhaikas. In the same way, Jhaikas should not undermine those who have wisdom on Dhamma. Ultimately, wisdom wins. You have to come to wisdom path because Sila Samadhi Panya. So you should come to Panya. Did I answer the question, Bobby?
Yeah, you, very good, Rashi. Thank you very much. Can you also like the last two sentences, where they praise he said that you should praise each other, and you already said that, but within that Pali words.
Okay, let me open up that Pali. तस्मातिथावुसो एवं सिक्कितब्बम झाई समना धम्म योगानां भिक्खूनां वर्णम भासिसास्मा इति वन ही वो आवुसो सिक्कितब्बम तम किस हेतु अच्छर्या हेते आवुसो पुग्गला दुर्लभ लोकस्मिं ये गंभीरम अत्तपदम पन्याय अति विज्झा पसंती. And the same thing, tasmad avuso evam sikkitabam dhamma yoga samana jainam bhikkунam vannam bhasita bhasisamaha iti evan hi wo avuso sikkitabam tasma kissa hetu achirya hete avuso puggala dullabam lokasmim ye amatam dhatukam kayena pusitva viharanti. What does that mean is that if I am a Dhamma practitioner, I should see that the defilements are getting ended in jhana, in jhaika, as a jhaika. So it is Acharyam. Puggala dullabam lokasmim ye amatam dhatukam kayena pusitva viharanti. I never knew that being in the body, you can get extinguishment. I never knew this. Okay. And if I go to the other side of it, so he says, even he wo avuso sikkitabbam tam kissa hetu acharya hete avuso puggala dullaba lokasme me gambiram attapadam panyaya ati vijjaya passanti. What takes me so much time, these people are able to get it like this. Acharya, surprising. So both have to appreciate each other. So if I see Sajal, if I see Shaniel, if I see Raju, if I see anyone in our group, I'm using these names just to make sure why I'm using it, is that they are all Jhaikas. Doesn't matter which tradition they belong to or what they belong to, they're basically Jhaikas. That means they have a quality which I don't have. And when they meet me, they should have the same kind of thing, that this person doesn't have to do what we are doing while the panya gets into him quickly. In that way, there is no conflict. Otherwise, we are divided. So there are two paths to freedom, not one path to freedom. Chito vimukti, panya vimukti. Both are true. When you get panya vimukti, you don't require to sit or stand or whatever that is. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't sit. Can, but that's not a primary thing. And when the Jhaika sees this, oh, Dhamma Vinaya works. These people are yogis of Dhamma. It's good. They're able to do this in this life. Ultimate aim is what? Coming out of suffering. Doesn't matter which route you take. So we are not hooked on to which route. We are hooked on to liberation. Nothing to do with which route you take. You can take whichever route. Doesn't matter. So if somebody comes to me, he will not be a Jhaika per se. He will have to come into Dhamma, yoga. Not that I will not teach them Jhaika, but that's not my primary focus. If they go to Shenial, he would go on Jhaika. He wouldn't preach the Dhamma studies. So that kind you can see it. Bobby, I think you can see this completely like that. And yet we both can work out together, which you have seen it also. Correct?
Yeah, it's very true, Vilashi. So, what I would understand and what I want to say is that a person who is a Jaiga, he may not understand the importance of all this investigation and studying suttas and everything, right? Even in the maybe a fully enlightened person might understand, but in before that, he will not understand. But a Panya person will more likely to accept a Chaiga person's practice
than the other way around. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I felt. They say, oh, they are sitting. Because I used to feel. See, my personal experiences with Sajal is that whenever he sits for a long time and he's meditating and everything, I used to feel very happy, and I know that he's practicing good. But when I explain something, whatever with the suttas and all,
he doesn't like
yeah,
it.
Yeah, he mean, oh, it's not required. You don't. If you go that way, he will say that you don't need. You're just making it worse and all. So I felt like that.
Yes. Yes, Bobby. So we need to agree with limitation, whether it is Raju or Sajal or anyone, we need to look at it. I have no complaints against Sajal or Raju or anyone, because I can see why they are doing, but they might not be able to see what I am doing because they are not interested in that. So it's a good thing that when you talk in TMI, you can bring out this sutta and say that, look, this is what it is. It's not about blaming anyone. It's nothing to be blamed. There are two paths of liberation. You can either do through this or through that. Whichever suits, do it. Objective is to liberate. It's got nothing to do with whether you should do this or do that. No. Wisdom is ultimate. So, what does Sariputta say in Mahavedala Sutta? If you look at that sutta, he says, Vinyana has to be understood, Panya has to be developed. So, when I do this Jhaika, I'm understanding the Chitta or Vinyana, but beyond that is Panya, wisdom. So, one who is on a wisdom path will understand the Jhaika. One on a Jhaika will be hard for them to understand the Dhamma yogi. They might even dismiss them. That's the reason that list is more from Jhaika to the Dhamma yogis and the other way around. Because for a Dhamma yogi person, this person is just sitting there and doing nothing. But the observation of a Jhaika and a Dhamma yogi is so many, from Chapala to everything he talks about. So, nothing wrong in it. Even if Raju feels that I'm not doing what Goenkaji says or whatever it is, or if Sajal feels or somebody else feels in our group, fair. It's fair argument. I have nothing against it. But one thing for certain, if they go to Shenya, they do much better on Jhaika type. If they come to me, they do good on Panya. Or if we both do the retreat, then it is Samatha Vipassana. But as we have seen, we can work out together, even though mentality is different, his approach is different, my approach is different, but there's no conflict at all. And in my whole time, I think you've seen it, never had any conflicts. But otherwise, it would have been so worse that I'm doing something, he's doing something, I'm doing something, he's doing something. It would have been weird. I think I would have run away from his home, or I would have asked him to prepone my ticket and say, "No, I can't do this." So much of sitting, who is going to do it?
But like personally, like for me, I enjoy enjoy both. You know, I sit also, and I whenever I listen to suttas, you know, about whatever you're speaking and all these things, both makes me very happy.
Yeah, you should take both. Should take both. And hence I sent you that sutta, Bobby, that whoever asks, whoever argues with you that you should be this, show them that sutta, saying that, no.
Yeah. But thing is that, you know, even this Chaiga, or if somebody who is they don't want to even listen to sutta. I don't know whether they are listening.
No, they won't. They won't. But in case it comes to an argument, just remember this sutta from Anguttara Nikaya and say that this is what I'm not talking lies. So it's there in this sutta. So if you want, I can tell you. Otherwise, leave it.
No, but the thing is that, you know, like understanding of even this Dhamma yogi or Vipassana style, you know, the wisdom style is itself is different in maybe, for example, Sajal, you know, he thinks that, you know, the changing whatever you are seeing in the body scanning, that he's doing a wisdom thing, you know. So,
especially from the tradition like Goenka, they would feel only the body scanning is that's the end of it. Then they have to discuss with Shaniel because he has done in a proper way. So he's a good person to explain that that's not the end of it because he knows it. That's not the end of it. I think Shaniel should put some wisdom into people who are blinded that that's all what it is, because I can't do that, because Shaniel has done, or Shaniel himself has created Shunyagara at his home, so where people are very excited to go into Shunyagara. So for those kind of people who are attached with Goenkaji technique, Shaniel would be a right person to explain that that's not it, there is further to it. I think he
Yes,
should
see,
do that.
those people who are with Sheniel, they have a very broadened view now, and it's not that okay, they are just on body sensation. They are, walking, whatever you are introduced, like Sheniel is kind of training other people in that also.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in the TMI, people are now sharing the, I will take this, I'll work on this, is very good. Yeah. I'm feeling very happy when I see that, okay, you're taking Micha, sorry, what is that? Slander or Sampapalapa, like that. I feel very happy. They're doing pretty good, excited. Very
So
nice.
they have actually broadened their, scope of wisdom.
Very nice, very nice. I appreciate Shenial, whatever he's doing, and let him continue his thing, and let your retreat, which is going to start next week, be a success. I told him yesterday, I met him, told him that let it be success, and may such retreats happen in Australia, that he is able to drive. It's very good, appreciated, very nice. And uh, you are going to be there anyway, and you and Merin and all of the team, so do well. I know that you people are slowly inching towards success. May all success be yours.
Thank you, Vilashi. Thank you very much.
So now it is clear. There are two factions, one faction and a second faction. It's going to be there. It was there during Buddha time. It remained at Buddha time. It also remained after Buddha. It is also there today. It's also going to be there in future, because everybody's mind are different. There's no one size fits all or one medicine for everything. No. So we need to appreciate the diversities, and we need to see that, this also can happen, this also can be done, rather than getting caught that only this is true and nothing else. That's the reason it's called Brahmajala, that we need to let go of this wrong view that only mine is right and everything else is wrong. No, there are other ways of doing it. Yes, Saryu.
Yeah, I'm thinking whether it's another way to summarize this is that there are two ways of see Dhamma. One is, say, purification. The other is penetration. Right. The ultimate goal is for penetration, but if it's not happening, then you need to purify. But purify have the ultimate goal of penetration too.
Yes, absolutely.
Or arguing about sudden enlightenment versus gradual, and gradual versus sudden.
Yes. So when people come here, I need to incorporate what Shaniel is doing. And while he is doing the retreat there in Brisbane, he has to incorporate what I am doing, so that then, irrespective of where it is done, it would be the same. So the people should benefit in both sides. So I have taken some things from Shaniel, and I know that Shaniel has taken some things from me. So it's a very good mix, that there shouldn't be any gap, because wisdom not everybody can have. So they require penetration. For penetration to happen, the mind should be stilled, pacified. So you require the sitting practice of meditation. It's a must. But if he's able to penetrate, then it's done. That's it. So I can't reject that Sajal or Raju or anyone who is good in, or who is inching towards Goenkaji style, and then they, especially Sajal, is able to sit for long hours. Very good, very good, ability to sustain. And I've seen it. He does that. Like when we went to Dhammagiri, he was sitting. Even if I and Bobby would have gone, he would have been sitting. Only thing is that we pulled him saying that let's go. But he was not willing to go. He was just sitting. Very nice. Appreciate. But in my case, I get this thing that why I should sit, which is also fine. Not that you should sit. Always be on Dhamma. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm guessing a drawback of saying I'm doing Jhaika now, I'm doing Jhaika there, has the implication that it doesn't extend to every posture and all day, which means it has more likelihood to get fragmented from your everyday.
Yes, absolutely. That's the reason Jhaikas have a lot of question on Dhamma yogis, and the very less question from the Dhamma yogis to the Jhaikas, because when they are sitting, you can't really make out what they are doing. So you require all four postures, and also you require Dhamma. So when we do a retreat here in Bangalore or in wherever, or if I and Shenial later part of the years we were to do it together, let's say, and then we need to incorporate both so that people don't get hooked onto one. Both are required. But the Dhamma knowledge is required as much as this one. We can't discount saying that's a theory. No. Pariyatti is as important as Pativedan. So we can't say only Pariyatti. We can't say only Pativedan. They both are wrong. So Pariyatti, Patipatti, Pativedan. So Pariyatti is the study that's required. Patipatti is to see how you want to implement it. Pativedan is to get the experience of it. Or Suttamaya, Chintamaya, Panyamaya. Suttamaya is required. You can't say, forget the Suttamaya. Even Goenkaji says that you require Suttamaya, but he has selected some suttas. But it's still Suttamaya. Then you have to reflect upon it. That is Chintamaya. And then the Bhavanamaya. So you need to develop it. That's Bhavana. Same thing is this. You need the Suttamaya. When you start reading the suttas, you have to reflect upon the sutta, otherwise not work. So the whole day you need to be on the sutta, and then you get the bhavana. Then you get the insight. And that's how it worked for me. Exactly what you are doing sitting, I'm doing it without sitting. That's all. But this effect is the same. But just because I did it, I can't expect everyone around can do it. So you require that for some time and then come into the suttas. If people who have done long courses, they know. Goenkaji talks about a lot of suttas. He introduced them to suttas. He does that. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It does. But it's step by step thing. If you do it yourself, you will get both, or you might get the panya, wisdom. That's it. Because that's your strongest point. Any other question from others who are basically, I don't know what they're doing, and there are no videos other than Aryu and Bobby at present. So anybody wants to ask me anything, have they understood? That's basic thing. I know Bobby understands because he's seen me and Shaniel working through it, but I don't know about others, except for Aryu and those people who came to Australia. But other than that,
sorry, sir, I had to turn off the video because I turned off the lights.
Okay.
But I'm awake.
No problem.
Sir, last few days, or not days, but since some time, I am trying both ways, like open eyes and closed eyes both. Before that, I did try only open eyes, and it didn't seem to work as effective as closed eyes. Because so now, as soon as I start doing closed eyes, I get pity in some part of the it starts like it starts one way, and then the entire I can see body in one breath, like no, not in one breath, half a breath, like asapasa, and I can see entire body. Before, when I did not close my eyes and tried to do open eye meditation, kind of, my body will get like complete body awareness, but not so much in details. It's like a bubble. That's how it used to happen, like just a bubble, like just one entire something, and not much of awareness of any sensation or feeling would be subsided. Not feeling, sorry, emotions would be subsided. Body feeling is very strong, but that's it. So, and when I do it, I feel like I can enter first jhana. It goes on deeper. When I close my eyes and then I open my eyes, I can move the piti from head to toe with closed eye better. So that's what I'm looking forward to learn. So when I'm like with open eye awareness, when I'm aware 100%. But when I'm doing something that takes the entire attention, I forget myself. Basically, I just get engrossed, and that could be another way of.
No, we will do it. Yeah, Avanti, when I come there, when we go for drive, and then I'll teach you how to do that.
Drive, yes. I mean, I do see totally what you say. That kind of a feeling. It's just a feeling. It's not Avanti. It's just like a feeling. It's happiness. Mind is empty of any raga dvesha. It's very simple. I would say simplicity. But my main challenge here is that to understand what it is. So when I work, basically when I go to work and it takes all my attention, I forget myself and I just have my client and only myself. So now after 15 days, I would not be working at all. That would be a different thing altogether. But that's when I lose that. Like, I cannot say I'm 100% aware of the breath. I'm 100% aware of that. So it's not jhana 100%. I know that is not jhana. But when I do close eyes and decide to do it.
I understand. So what we are going to do is we are going to do the jhana, including arupa, in all the postures. Even when we are interacting with others, how you can understand it both from wisdom point of view and then how it affects through your jhanic way of seeing it. So we'll do it in both ways and see which one works best for you, whether you are on a wisdom path or you are on the Chito Vimukti path, and that is what it shows up. So let's say we were to drive to what is that? Niagara Falls, as an example, then we can see when we are interacting with your husband and your children and all that, and how things take shape, right? And then you can see through jhanic attainments, or you can see through panya. So we'll see which one works, or when we are sitting and doing it together, or with the others in the group, or when we are in a sitting meditation, let's say, how does that work? So we'll try out everything, and then you will come to see what is working and what is not working. I think that's the best way of doing it. Otherwise, because if you get a first-hand experience of what I'm saying, that you will only experience it, right? So it'll be so nice for you.
Yes. Looking forward.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Sham.
Do you have time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I think regarding the two different.
Can you be on the video if you don't mind?
I'm actually eating.
Okay, fine. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I switch on the video. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, there's two. You mentioned the two factions, like the Cheto Vimukti and the other one, Panya Vimukti, and it makes sense now. So, like, I think the initial reason why everyone goes towards sitting meditation, because if you just Google meditation, you will see someone sitting. That's the bias that everyone has. But then my question would be, what kind of type would Buddha be? As in, what kind of type of practice did Buddha basically do? I know he's an exception, but still, I'm just curious.
No, there is no exception, Sham. There are 7 individuals. It's there in Kitagiri Sutta, right? So basically, whatever you is your strength, you will do that. And in Buddha, it is purity, right? So purity of body, speech, and mind. So when it comes to mental purity, is complete purity. So it doesn't matter whether it is through Cheto Vimukti or Panya Vimukti, and hence it is called as Ubhato Bhaga Vimukti. That means release from both the sides. So how would be a Buddha? It is released from both the sides. He knows that he can do this attainment. He's done all the 9 jhanas. Even while his dying moment, he went into jhana, which very clearly shows that he's a Jhaika, and also he has wisdom, right? So he knows both.
Yeah, both seems more reasonable, right?
Yes, no, it is reasonable. But Sham, it happens this way. All of us have some biases. We are already born with bias, or we have developed bias over the previous lives. So what we see is a biased way of seeing things, because what works for one, he believes that other person also should work the same. So let's say I have a friend like Bobby or Sajal or Raju or anyone who have done many retreats in Goenkaji. They would get satisfied if I were to do a retreat in Goenkaji technique, because they would feel that they are more connected and they want to really help me in getting that, because they have gained a lot by going to the Goenka technique. So they would prefer, and they would see that I'm rambling on Dhamma, which makes no sense to them because they feel that I'm not working out much. So they would expect me to do that, which is what creates a friction in my mind. In the case of the Buddha, there's no friction because there's nothing to be friction about. There's no separation. They both go together. So there is integration as opposed to knowing what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? That confusion itself is not there. Supposing before the Panya happened and I would have gone on the Cheto Vimukti, like when I started my journey in 2012-14, I didn't know anything about Buddha Dhamma except for what Goenka is teaching. That's all I knew. And every day that is my, breakfast, lunch, dinner, so to say. So just whatever he's saying in that videos, I used to do that. And there's no technique indicated in the video. So I had to find some information on the net and all that. And some foreigner had put something on a Word document. We spoke about what we really do in the Goenkaji technique when you're sitting first hour, second hour, third hour, like that. And that really helped me because I wanted to test it out before I go and hit with Goenkaji. So I started practicing and it worked actually, whatever Goenkaji was saying, because in the evening he used to say, so it worked. On the Vipassana day, that is the 4th day, when they introduced Vipassana, that text was saying that you need to scan your body from head to toe and blah, blah, all that. And then I was searching for more information. Then I got through Ledi Sayadaw as well about how this dissolution happens and what happens, etc. So I had his book. I didn't have Goenka technique per se then. So, but I knew what Ledi Sayadaw is doing because when I came into the Burmese technique, I started with that. I didn't know anything about Goenkaji's technique because I wanted to go to the root. So I went into decide off. So for 3-4 months, I worked on that, and it really gave me good fruits actually, especially to see this kaya body really helped me. Then when I started doing Goenkaji, I could penetrate whatever he's saying. I could penetrate. So for that 2 years, if somebody would have told me there's any other technique other than this, I wouldn't have agreed it, because it was so blinded, so conditioned, right? And then because something happened on that, it came out of it. Otherwise, I think by now I would have been a 12 years practitioner in Goenkaji technique, and I would have just felt that's all what it is. It's good that it didn't work beyond what I was working, and then it opened up the doors. So basically, that's what it would have been. So to quickly answer to your question is that whether what Buddha would have done, you would exactly do the same thing, provided which faculty is open for you. If your Panya is open for you, you do in one thing. If Samadhi is open for you, is another thing. If Virya is open for you, is another thing. If Sati is open for you, is another thing. If Saddha is open for you, you do another thing. This one downfall to this is, if you're only Saddha person, you will not be able to do anything except for being devoted to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, which also makes sense, and that makes him a Saddhanusari. Whereas the person who is having good sati can now work on either ways. He can be on samadhi, he can be on panya, he can have good amount of virya and saddha anyway he has. So he can now use it. So that's the reason Buddha says develop sati. You don't have to develop anything else except sati. So in the case of the Buddha, he would have higher sati. His sati is completely developed. There's nothing more to be developed on sati. So he can navigate well. In us, something or the other is developed. It can be saddha developed a little bit, or a virya developed a little bit, or samadhi undeveloped, or panya undeveloped. Or in my case, my panya is very developed, maybe not good developed on samadhi, but saddha is fully developed. Then the virya is developed, but sati might not be that much developed. So I might have some lacuna, and because of that, I'm not full. I'm not completed the journey. You'll only complete journey when all the 5 faculties are balanced. So that's how I would say. If somebody is an arhat, all his faculties are balanced. There's nothing like this is part and that is part and that is part. His panya is equivalent to samadhi. His samadhi is equivalent to sati. His sati is equivalent to saddha, and saddha is equivalent to virya. So there's no difference.
Okay, got it. Thank you. I think there's a lot of so much online conflicts over these different people with different attributes, and another
Yes.
group of people with different attributes. There's so much conflict. And in the big context, if you put in the picture, it just clarifies all of these things and
Yes.
brings a lot of diplomacy. But thanks
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, sure. Yes, the conflict comes because that person hooks on to his view, and there's only right view, and everything else is wrong. And that's when the conflict starts.
Yeah.
And for integration, Sham, you should do both ways. So like now, if I look back in November, I could see that I could do both ways. And that's the reason when Bobby and Shaniel were requesting me to sit and meditate, it really worked. I wouldn't expect it to work because I'm so hooked onto this walking meditation, because every experience has happened in walking. And the Chankama Sutta says that it is good for samadhi. So I took what Buddha said and that's it. I didn't have any reason to sit in one place and burn myself up with that. So for me, jhana is walking. That's it. Just like people sit, I walked. That's the only difference. But now I don't have that. I don't have any kind of aversion, so to say, that I shouldn't be sitting. I'm fine sitting.
I think it can be just done in all postures. That really solves the problem.
Exactly. So there's nothing like holding on to it. I only sit, or I only stand, and I only walk, and I only sleep. That looks ridiculous. Like some years back, Ari used to do the sleeping meditation. He used to sleep, lie down, and he used to, in fact, he was doing much better actually at that time.
Yeah, got it.
So what I understand now, even for Aryu, I'm saying, whatever works best, do that. And I've told Aryu long time ago also is that if you are able to watch the breath in the abdomen, don't change it. Don't have to do necessarily watching in the nose. No, nothing like that. You should be aware of the breath. It's not where it is coming. It's not at the entrance of the nostril. No, the sutta never talks about entrance of the nostril. Only parimukham upattapitva, established in front of your face. That's it. It doesn't say nasagiga. Has it? Do they say? No. But what I presume is upattapitva, the parimukham front. So what is in the front is nose. This is my assumption. So then I will say that it should be the entrance of the nostril. No, it's not true. Then a specific mention has to be there that nasagika, that is nose.
I think it's also parimukha. I used to think about it, and I think parimukha could also mean priority.
Yeah, priority,
As in,
yes.
put the breath, mindfulness of the breathing as priority above all other sensations. That doesn't also
Exactly.
specify the nose as well. But
Yeah,
since our awareness is in the face, kind of, it goes into the nose, but it's
yes.
not really nose. Yeah.
It's not real nose, exactly.
Yeah.
So people think that it should be the nostril. No way. No
And it's
way.
nose panasati. It's not.
Yeah, it's about having awareness. It's not about what I can say, attention to the nose.
Yeah.
No, it's staring. You can't stare at the nose, even with closed eyes. So Aryu used to have this problem that he's putting so much of effort towards the nose and then doesn't work. So he's saddened that it is not working. He's able to sit properly, but he can't watch it. Why? Because that doesn't work. So find something that works for you. You don't have to be hooked onto it. I need to watch at the entrance of the nostril. No, absolutely not. So this we have to correct it ourselves. The when a teacher is saying, he states saying for entire community. It's not for a particular individual. We need to be smart enough to know that, oh, if this doesn't work, I can use this. So that's when the Thai technique is far better than the Burmese, because they have many other techniques for people who it doesn't work. They are not hooked up like Burmese people, saying that, no, this is all what it is. They're far better. That's the reason the more number of arhats are there in Thai tradition than anywhere else, because they are far better in thinking. They have expanded their knowledge rather than being so, seeing it very small, very constricted. No, they should expand, because Buddha Dhamma is all about expansion. It is all the way of doing it, not one way of doing it. So Ajahn Lee and Ajahn Brahm and Ajahn, there's so many Ajahns, they have found a way out of it, which is good, which actually is excellent. So you can try it out. And Ajahn Lee way of doing it helps a lot. For those people who feel that they should be watching the breath, they can use Ajahn Lee. It's a beautiful thing. Why they should be hooked onto this? No, not required. Throw it out. Do this. And for those people who are already it is working on Burmese, they don't have to go to Thai. It's working. Take it. They don't have to change anything. Fine. But appreciate that there's another way called Thai, which works. Don't discount that only mine is right and that is not right. And Thai technique people, they shouldn't say that only Thai works and Burmese doesn't work. No, it works. It's fine. There can be diversities. They can be. It's not that they can't be diversities. They should be. And there would be also. And in the same way, Sri Lankans, if you take it, they go by sutta. They keep on doing the discourses, not even sutta. They keep on debating, discussing, and understanding the sutta. And they discount jhana. They feel that's not the right way. So now you have Burmese who only say breathing, and the Thai expanded the breathing into many other things. And the Sri Lankans, they don't have anything called as breathing. So who is right? Everybody is right in their own accord because it's worked for them. So we need to accept that, yeah, fair, it works. Now, what do I want? If it comes to me, I will do as per what Buddha says, irrespective of what tradition says. I don't care. That should be my answer to myself, not to others, to myself. It's my problem, right? I want to get going onto the Dhamma. So I need to be convinced. So if it doesn't work on the nostril area, chest. If it is not on the chest, abdomen. Hey, wait a second. Is that really what Buddha meant? No, he didn't mean that. Great. So you have now understood the true meaning in Pali. Done. Drop it. If it works, so be it. I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but it didn't work for me. So then I want to go by the Buddha method, and I find that this parimukam upattapetva, what does that really mean? So then I break it, parimukha, front of the face, upattapetva, establishing of what? Bring your mind towards your face, not nasagika. And then akhi, eyes. Should I close my eyes? It's not there. Padhati, not there. Got it. Because I know Pali. Then I search on the internet. And Wisdom Lib or some other site, PTS, gives me the answer that it's closing eyes, closing. Akhi is eyes, closing. Is it there in the sutta? No. Bingo. No need to close. My problem is over. I'm forcing to close my eyes and I'm going to sleep. Not required. What a relief. And that's what wisdom is. But I might not have that wisdom. Then what I should do? Should do whatever Jhaikas are doing.
God.
So Sham, we need to, then you may go on internet. If you look at the discussion, Sujato says one thing, another person says another thing, another person says another thing, another debate, another debate, another debate, another debate. Ultimately, we don't know whom should I pick up now. So much. So then again, I'm stuck. So I have to accept to someone. That means I have to submit initially. Can be Goenka, can be Ajahn, can be this, but stick to it for some time till you get going. Once you get going, stop it. Go back to Dhamma.
Yeah, for me, like practice is sorted, but I'm just observing, like going back in time, the things I've done, the things I've talked about, discussed. Even I've participated in these arguments, but not anymore. Now I've taken a more diplomatic stance. Maybe gotten a little bit of wisdom.
Yep. Good, Sham. Good progress. I wish that you complete the journey.
Yes.
Yes, Harry, you had something.
Yeah, I was thinking when you say you never do sitting meditation, I was thinking that's not entirely true because you also said you had a lot of insights on the toilet.
Yes, toilet seat insights there. All my insights are toilet seat insights or walking. The park which I taken you, either there or toilet seat. In fact, I'm so happy that all my Indriya Samvara experiences happened in the toilet seat. I don't know what is strange about that. Even the eye sense doors closing, ear sense doors closing, nose, tongue, body, and mind sense door closing, all the six senses closing and attaining that nibbanic bliss has happened on the toilet seat, not even in the park. It's amazing that as I'm downloading it, this is also closing off. So I started loving toilet seat more than anything else.
I guess you took this Chikuchati very seriously.
True. So that was the reason I was sure that it's not about closing eyes or sitting in with a cushion, etc. Because all of my Indriya sambaras and everything has happened on a toilet sit, for that matter. It's how much will you sit in a toilet sit? 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes? That's it. I get that insight, sit there, penetrate, flush, out. And then there's no need to do anything, right? Once your eye sense door is closed, and then you can go anywhere and you know exactly what's happening. You can cut the ear sense doors, no sense. So every day, one sense door closing in the toilet. And then I understood what Goenkaji was saying about 6 sense doors closing. Ah, got it. Can do that. I can do it. Absolutely no problem. Whether you say this way or that way, doesn't matter to me. And that pinnacle of that practice came in 23 when I went to the retreat. It was so nice of that assistant teacher to push me all the time, saying that Vilasji, Vilasji, one retreat for us. And then, so, okay, do it. It was good for me to go in December of 2023 before you came to Bangalore. Anyway, that's a experience and it's nice. It works. I have no doubts in Goenkaji's technique not working. I'm just saying that you have to go beyond what Goenkaji's technique is. It's been a 10-day thing. Go beyond that. That's all. I have no problem with anyone following anything.
Yeah, and I think you going to the retreat probably prepared you for eventually meeting Shenyo, because if you don't understand his perspective as well as you did, he wouldn't have really, taken this side of believing this Dhamma Yogita side of things.
Yeah, absolutely true. And that was one of the primary thing what that assistant teacher was telling me, that you are good with this, but students whom you have or who are joining you are all from VRI. In fact, in Hindi, I think it's 99 plus percentage of them are who have done a retreat. Only few, hardly few, out of 496 people today, what we have on board in the Hindi group, I think 6 or 7 wouldn't be really not done any Goenkaji technique. That means out of, let's say, 500, just 10 people remove it, and 490 people they have done at least one retreat. And if the teacher himself doesn't know, it would be a disaster of sorts. So basically, doing that for them was very good thing. So I appreciate him for pushing me hard for 2 months. Vilasji, please, Vilasji, please. Every day when we meet, Vilasji, please. So then I said, okay. That's nice. Okay, any other question? Otherwise, we are good to close. So, fine. Yes, Bobby.
No, I was just going to say thank you, Vilashi.
Okay, before we close, one thing, look at the 10 things that you need to do. If you are a Dhamma yogi person, set up 10 things. The 10 things in Mulaka Sutta, because that is your bread and butter to work with. If you're Dhamma yogi, because people will put you off. And that's what in the Sutta Buddha says. If somebody asks you, questions you, what do you do? Ask this question back. Kim mulaka avuso sabbe dhamma manasikara. So don't answer that. Kim sambhava sabbe dhamma. Leave it to that person. Kim samudaya sabbe dhamma. Kim samosarana sabbe dhamma. Kim adipataya sabbe dhamma. Then like that, Kim, what is that? Adipati, sorry, Kim Pamuka Sabbe Dhamma, Kim Adipate Sabbe Dhamma, Kim Sara Sabbe Dhamma, like that you keep on asking these 10 questions. And then Kim Paryosana Sabbe Dhamma, that's the last one. And leave it. If you were to do it in English, what will you ask? Somebody comes and asks, Vilas, what do you do? I work on the route. I don't know how to tell him what is that route. And the route is Raga Dvesha Moha. Just cuts him off. Okay? What do you actually try to achieve? Attention. So, in 2 questions, his thing is ended. I don't have to put the other 8 questions. So, if he asks me, Vilasji, have you done this technique, this one, that one, listen. Then I can ask you a question. Yes, what's the root of all things? Shh. One question. Even if he studied Abhidhamma, it will become difficult for him to answer to this question. Because they're in Patana Dhamma, but he has not experienced it. He's going on the Jhayaka. He can't answer. What's the Mula? Raga, Dvesha, Moha is the Mula. Okay. So you require Chanda, interest to remove it. Otherwise, not possible. So I would answer that and leave it. Or if he asks me, what practice do you do? My practice is to remove defilements. Again, he goes away. This I am talking after 6th of November. But now if they ask me, I would say this. No more, no less. So if somebody asks me, what are you working on? Ending of defilements. And what are the defilements? I would say Ragadvesha Moha. Leave him there. Doesn't matter what technique he's using. And then if he approaches saying that, how does it work? Then the thing starts. Otherwise, drop it. Then if he says, I'm using this technique, I'll just say, look at it from whether it is creating raga for you, attraction, dvesha for you, aversion, moha for you, delusion. If you think this is the only thing and nothing else works, you're deluded. If somebody attacks your technique and you feel irritated, it is aversion. If somebody appreciates the technique and you hold on to the technique, it is attraction, desire, which is the cause of the suffering. That's it. This is from Jhayika, from Dhamma yogi to a Jhayika. If I am the other side of it, then I should ask him, what is the Dhamma you're studying? And that idiot has to tell me these 10 things. Not the Mulaka, the other 10 things. Dasa Sutta. If he can't, then he is not really doing, meaning he should have the 10 kata. So if he is penetrating, he should say, my penetration is to have fewer wants contentment, discriminative withdrawal of senses, non-entanglement, arousing of effort, right conduct, collectiveness of the mind, seeing reality as they are, letting go of anything, and knowing that I've achieved liberation. This is what I'm doing. So that would be the answer if I am a Dhamma yogi. Sorry, if I am an Dhamma yogi and somebody is a Jhaika is asking this question to me, I should tell him, this is what I'm doing. And demonstrate it. Yeah, I'm Pachavekana, 4 things, and hence I'm in Santutti, very contented. Now, Vivek, that means I've secluded from sensual. Sangha is to join with people. Asamsagga is not to join. So I don't get entangled with concepts of people like that. So both sides. Okay, think I spoke more. That's what Jhaika is going to do. Okay, all right. Good day, everyone. Final thoughts from anyone? All good? Okay,
All
so
good.
see you tomorrow on Jhana. We're done with this. So, Bobby, you got all the answers equipped?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you, Vilash.
Okay, all right.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.